Welcome back, listeners, to the Hip Pause podcast. You're here with your host, I'm Iman.
And I'm David.
And today we are covering the Logan Paul KSI fight. Man, I watched the entire thing and I am still hyped. Like, genuinely.
You're still awake.
I'm still actually hyped. Although, I'll tell you why, though. Why
is that?
Spoilers for anyone that doesn't already know, but Logan Paul KSI ended in a draw. So I just feel like I had all this hype. It's been months in the making. We get to the end of the thing, and it was like my emotions had nowhere to go. So they're still all just like inside me, you know. It's like, oh, I can't feel like sad or disappointed that Logan lost, but I also can't feel happy that he won.
That is the main difference why you watched it at home and I watched it in the arena. I had somewhere to let it out, but we'll get into that.
Okay, I'm actually intrigued. So I watched at home the full thing. David actually went to the fight, got the best seats that he could, and yeah, it was actually there, like sprayed with sweat and blood, probably.
Yeah, all come in my direction.
Yeah. So we're gonna basically split this episode into three sort of sections. First, just a little bit about what is the fight, why did it happen, how did it come about, why does it matter? Secondly, we're gonna get some insight from David on what it was like to actually be there. Like, I was about to say be in the ring, but be near the ring, you know.
Hey, at one point I wanted to jump in, so we'll get into that.
And then finally, just gonna talk about the experience I had streaming it from home on YouTube. And kind of bit of the side of things that maybe wasn't so good from those guys, but I had issues with the stream, but we'll get into that.
Oh wow! So didn't know that.
Yeah, I definitely. Anyway, getting ahead of myself, but
the ranting is almost begun.
I know, no, I can't keep ranting every episode. But okay, so this fight was set up in February.
Yeah.
After KSI fought and won against Joe Weller. He called out Logan Paul. He called out the Paul family in general. Said, "Hey guys, fight me. Like, I don't like you," kind of thing. Eventually, after much back and forth, Logan and Jake both agreed to fight. Jake fought KSI's brother Deji, and Logan fought KSI. They have been building this thing up literally since February for months. Just so much content from both sides. It's, oh my god, it's been so tiring, don't you think?
I gotta agree, but then looking at it now with all the views they got and from February till August, they had to, as cringy as it was, they had to keep it going on and on, otherwise we'd forget.
I know. I've heard different sides to this though. Okay, I've heard different sides to this. Like, KSI's manager, we'll talk a bit more about the business side of this at the end, but just to start off, KSI's manager actually said, "I guarantee you," this is his words.
Yeah.
"I guarantee you, if KSI hadn't done the fight, he would have made more money." Because
at what point does he mean that? Like, if KSI said no the day before?
Basically, it's because all of the training and all the kind of build-up stuff meant they both had to take time away from their usual daily vlogs.
Yeah.
So if they'd been able to keep doing that as normal, overall they would have made more money. Now, I think that
makes more sense for KSI. For like Jake Paul, probably not, because it was that opportunity cost of their content was kind of getting old, so they needed something to break it up, I think.
I don't know, dude. I think that part of the reason why his content was getting old is because he didn't have the time, because he was training for the fight.
Which is probably why in recent podcasts we've been complaining that Jake Paul's stuff is just getting so tedious. It's because he hasn't had time to do what he normally does.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's a script. Go and act it out, and really badly. And,
then quickly back to the gym.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think it's a little bit short-sighted of him to say that, because there's obviously all the extra stuff that goes with it. There's sponsors, There's the actual ticket sales. There's the exposure and the
Yeah,
fame
like
that's going to come with it.
yeah,
Like the legitimacy that it gives them.
yeah,
And on top of that, clothing sales.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what KSI is playing at. Like, why is he not repping merch and stuff?
All you can sell is that bandana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
basically.
we'll get to it, but man, I've never seen so many people with bandanas.
Really?
In one room.
Man. Oh man. Okay. So the reason that this fight mattered, and total there was actually 8 fights. So they had a bunch of other YouTubers, bunch of them all on the undercard fighting before, and the reason it was important was that it brought boxing to an entirely new audience, and it made, although a lot of the fighting was actually pretty poor,
You could say that.
It kind of proved and showed that even though these guys are all YouTubers, they're not real life famous, if you want to call it that, they can put together a decent event. They're not like Tanamongo, any of those others that or FusiTube who just make these absolute failure events. They actually put on a huge event, and it went really, really well.
Yeah, they gave the people what they asked for.
Exactly, yeah, and it kind of just shows, real life famous and real brands and things. Like, this is a legitimate thing. Like, you've got to see this as a real thing. I think it's a huge step for YouTube in general, in fact. It's just like, oh, we actually broke into the real life now, actually doing something kind of serious. Although it's a little bit, obviously they're all just not even amateurs. They're like below amateur, but it's still...
Yeah, in terms of production value,
cool.
they delivered. They did what an events company would do. So they have made themselves legitimate. They can go from this into, something a bit more mainstream, who knows, but good start, basically. Good start.
Yeah, very good start. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal, not just, even if you don't like the YouTubers involved, like, it's a big deal for YouTube in general.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome, actually. Like, that, I honestly got to say, that is so cool that they put this thing on this size, and at the end of the day, they are just YouTubers.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there was a lot of like flexing going on. They kept saying things like, we've got millions of people watching and things, and it's like, if you just looked at the YouTube stream, it was less than a million at its peak. I mean, if you add in all the other streams around the internet, it's still less than 2 million. It's like, I think it's less than, it was less than 2 million. So it's just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Considering Ninja can get 140 to 150,000. Yeah, to just only do 10 times one person.
Yeah. So just to preempt any of the numbers that I give in this episode, I'm basing all these numbers kind of on my own experience, on what I saw, because reading all different publications after the fight, everyone is reporting different things, and they're not sourcing any of it. Independent said there was 2.9 million people watching. That is not...
I don't know. I think where they're getting that from
way.
is the final total that YouTube, that stream aggregated, but that would also count if somebody came and left.
Exactly. Like, it's got to be concurrent viewers.
Yeah, because as of Monday, midday UK, it's on, 5.9 million? So I bet they just took 2 point something at the time of their article, but that's still not accurate. So
yeah, when I'm talking about the numbers, I'm talking about concurrent viewers.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get into it, because I really want to hear about what it was like to actually be there. So, first up, tell us about the tickets. Like, what sort of tickets did you get? How much did they cost?
Cool. So I got the row A. So they've kind of got the, that if it was an arena or a stadium for music, these would be the standing tickets, basically. So there's like 3 blocks, one in front of the other. I got the very front one, just behind ringside. So my ticket price in total was £170. VIP, the one that is ringside in front of me, I believe almost goes up to £400 to £500.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then everything behind me just goes lower to like 100 to 80, and all the seats and stands way at the top. Personally, I would definitely not do those lower priced ones. You're just too far away. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'd be better off just watching it on the screen because boxing is quite kind of small. It's just two guys,
Yeah,
It's not like they don't have light shows, teams of dancers, all that kind of stuff like you do in a music
yeah, exactly. At least you
concert.
get the acoustics. For
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one, you can barely see the sweat or the blood on any of the fighters.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, for those who don't know how boxing viewing is set up, you have the ring, which is quite a small space.
Yeah,
Then
it's a lot smaller than you'd think.
yeah, and then next to that you have the ringside seats, and that's kind of like for family, friends, VIPs. It's for the
Celebrities and so on.
yeah, it's like for the real top level, and there's only maybe 10 rows,
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that,
10, 8 to
um,
10.
around all the way around the ring, and then there was a fence, right,
Yeah,
David?
there was a bit of a cage.
And then it was you,
Yeah,
which is pretty sick. Like that is, that's as close as you can get
yeah.
without
In terms
spending
of
insane
like
money.
atmosphere and action, I definitely got that. I think my only jealousy is I wanted to be in the ringside. Seeing it and knowing what I can't have really,
Yeah,
really took a toll on me.
I gotta said watching it and seeing pictures from where you were sat, I was quite jealous and kind of wanted to be there. But the way it ended, the draw and everything, made me go, actually, yeah, I'm okay with not being there.
Yeah, I agree. If I could turn back time, I would not have paid for my ticket. Only the VIP is worth it.
Really,
Yeah,
really.
absolutely.
But what about they've got a rematch already being in the
Yeah, I'm
works, so
not
that's
even
going to be
interested in
America.
the rematch. Not even a percentage.
You'll watch it though, right? At home. Come on.
I might not. I might actually just watch the stream afterwards. Who cares if it's not live, really?
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, cool. So pretty awesome seats. I mean, I saw you were really close to like all the family members and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. If I was sitting in the other block, it would have been better, like directly. But well, I suppose it's based on whoever you support. So for me, if I was Team Logan, I would obviously want to sit behind his crew. But I was
Yeah.
just on the other side where it's just a mix.
Okay.
But there were a lot of celebrities. I can't really name them. I just seen them on TV. But there's, a guy from EastEnders, the guy from Love Island, and yeah, some commentators for actual like sports channels and stuff like that, which definitely would
Yeah.
have been a great networking opportunity because they had so much freedom. Like there was no difference between VIP and family and friends. You could just go because obviously in the absence of Logan Paul vlogging and stuff, I've been watching his friends vlog. So like Mark Donor and like Grady and other people, like I could have just gone there, and they're like not as famous. So yeah, definitely could have had a conversation, vlogged with them, that kind of thing. So that was like an exclusive like family, you could say. And
Yeah,
they all
yeah.
get to do the before the fight and they get to go afterwards and still talk when it was done. So that was the
Yeah, yeah.
ticket to get.
So you said that you never seen so many people wearing headbands. Obviously, this was a UK.
Yeah, based
It's
one.
a UK fight, so most people were KSI fans
Yeah,
just because
definitely.
he's British.
Yeah.
Was it Could you feel that? Like, was it definitely?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know if I showed you in the morning, but I had a what do you call that thing where you put your hand in, like baseball fans have it, the thumbs. Oh, what do you call
What,
it?
like a baseball glove?
Yeah, the glove. Yeah, that's what I meant.
What, like a catcher's mitt?
Yeah, yeah. So I had that, and then I made a sign that I put that the fingers
Oh, you mean
went.
like the pointy,
Yeah, yeah, the
foam
pointy thing.
finger?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then I made a cardboard sign that put the finger inside it so I could wave it and then like make a statement. So on one
Oh,
side
really?
I said that's my boy Logan, and on the other side I said some vulgar words about KSI.
Really?
So obviously with KSI having the home advantage, let's just say by the time I got to the arena I did not have that sign anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened? Were people just like hitting it? And
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, people were bombarding me. It was part of the fun. I knew it was going to attract negative attention, but then silly
Yeah,
me
yeah.
wasn't vlogging that attention. I was actually just trying to
Oh,
survive. I'm so disappointed. There's another moment that I'll get to when it reached to the draw, and I was like proper talking with this. Apparently, she's some model. She was in the VIP area, and she was arguing with me across the fence. And that, again, I wish I had
oh.
vlogged it, but I didn't want to put a camera in her face. But we'll get to the outcome later. But all in all, loads of KSI fans.
Well, no, tell us about the argument with this woman.
Okay, well, spoilers if you haven't watched the fight. It is a
I
draw.
already told. I already said it was a
Yeah.
draw.
Oh, yeah, that is
We've
true.
already spoiled it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't listening to you because I hate spoilers, so that makes sense. Yeah. So the Logan and KSI one was a draw at the end. And so this lady in front, she was basically like when as soon as she heard the outcome, there was like maybe 30 seconds of like just taking it in, like in deep silence, like, wait, did I just hear that correctly? And then she just went on one. She was sitting down when she heard it. Who sits down at the point of, I don't know, maybe she was nervous.
Yeah.
By the way, she was all for KSI. And
Oh,
then
yeah. Okay.
and then she just got up and stood on her chair and she was like, "This is bull crap. What is this? That doesn't even make any sense. This is for the sake of money. Oh, rematch. Yeah, that's what I thought. Why do I even bother?" And she's just like going on as if she's like had a divorce, which was also a draw. And it was just like, it just brought up so many personal things. And then I was like,
Wow.
yeah, look, Logan should have won. And then she was like, what?
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, half on purpose, half at the time because there was such momentum. Because behind me, at least I had like four Logan fans as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we were all like shouting and shouting the whole way. Like we lost our voice. So in the momentum of things, I was like, yeah, Logan should have won. And she was like, what? You can't for a second think this, la la la. And then it was like, but luckily because of the draw, we became at peace. We even shook hands afterwards. Like, this draw just really, we were more angry at the draw rather than.
Yeah, together, both
Yeah,
like
yeah.
united.
It was great. It was great.
Oh, geez. So, what was it when they announced the draw? Like when I was watching on the screen, it seemed to me that the whole entire crowd, and by the way, there was 18,000 people in that arena watching this thing. I actually saw Jay-Z there before. Like that's how big this place is.
What?
But
Wait, 18,000? That's all? 80 or
Yeah.
18?
18.
I feel like
The
that's
venue-
small.
No, the venue holds 20,000, and it was 18,000 tickets sold.
Huh. I don't
So,
know if I'm not impressed or because it looked way bigger than 18,000, but hey,
Oh, really?
yeah, that's why I'm kind of shocked.
So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so when they announced the draw, it seemed to me that the whole entire place just went silent. And not just that, both Logan and KSI went silent as well. KSI was literally like, "It's a what? A majority draw? What is that? Am I the winner?"
And also
Um,
because when they read out the points, KSI's was higher. And then I heard Logan, so I was just getting ready for an uproar of KSI fans. Then I was like, draw.
Yeah.
I was like, wait,
It was confusing.
I don't
yeah.
get the math here.
It was confusing. But so basically, the way it works is there's 3 judges,
Yeah.
and they all kind of have to, like, whatever the majority of the judges agrees who won, that's the person that wins. One judge gave KSI 1 more point than Logan, literally just by 1.
Yeah.
And the other 2 said it was a dead draw. So
Oh,
because
so they
2
got
out of
the
3 said it was a
majority.
draw.
I get it.
Yes, yeah. So what was it actually like when they announced the draw in the arena?
Yeah, it was just a lot of like confusion and waiting for them to say again clarification. You know when you're on the train and then the train the operator is like, "Yeah, we're just gonna be here for 5 minutes," and then people start taking off their headphones like he's gonna repeat it again because they didn't catch it the
Yeah,
first time. That's
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
was like, "Okay, yeah, now tell us." But yeah, you're right. What was the stream like or the chat?
Everyone was just spamming /refunds. I found a few as well, just for fun. But I've got to say, although, yeah, it's a draw and it is disappointing. It was still a good fight. Like, they fought well.
Yeah.
It was entertaining
Yeah.
and good to watch them. So what else? Was there anything else like kind of exciting, interesting that happened whilst you were actually there?
No, maybe like afterwards, after the actual fight. So they were all coming towards the exit. I did actually get a chance to say hi to like one of the YouTubers I knew. I saw Jay's friend from TGF Bro, the other guy, Ramel.
Oh, nice. Ramel,
Yeah, so like lots of like high fives with people, that kind of stuff. Just like talking to other fans, debating, do you think it was a draw? And I will say, upon reflection, in the moment I didn't think it was, but looking at like actual hits and the fact that KSI on two occasions did hit after the bell, I think a draw is fair.
Yeah, let's actually talk a bit about that, because there's a lot of people that were saying, at least at first, they were saying, oh, it's a fix. They just wanted to do the rematch.
I did think that too.
Okay, but here's why I think that's absolutely wrong, and those people that are still saying that are just deluded. But firstly, if you actually look at the rounds, it was very even. Logan absolutely dominated the first two rounds.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Third round, KSI came back and he won that one. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Fourth round was kind of, I don't know. Fourth round
it got
kind
even
of could
again,
have gone
right?
either. Yeah, fourth and fifth, in fact, were kind of even.
Yeah.
I would maybe say KSI was a bit
more
better.
Yeah, exactly.
In the fourth round, I would have said only just to KSI.
Yeah.
Fifth round even, and then sixth round definitely KSI.
Yeah.
So that means KSI has two definites. Logan has two definites. There's one kind of that was a draw, and KSI had one that he only just seemed to win.
That is exactly it.
Exactly. And then, like you said, KSI had a couple of dodgy, dirty hits. Bell rang, and he still took a swing.
I guess that was that point where everyone jumped on, and even
Jake
did as
that
well.
was funny actually. He did that, and Jake Paul, she ran in like wearing his belt that he won from the previous fight.
Why is he wearing the belt
what are you
already?
doing?
Oh my god!
No. It was
I just
funny.
thought about
funny.
how dumb that is. That's hilarious.
Literally, the whole ring swarmed with people from both sides. It was hilarious. Like, so he definitely will have got a couple of points deducted for that, which means his kind of just win in the fourth round is negated.
Yeah.
Which just makes it a draw. And the other thing I want to say is that people saying, oh, they did it because they want to do the rematch. They want to get the rematch.
I was
and get
half
more
that
money.
and half the other one of it's better for their careers if no one loses because of KSI's dumb documentary or whatever and Logan's career. I thought that was another
Logan's
reason.
doing a documentary as well, by the way.
Oh, well, yeah, typical. But yeah, so that their stuff that they do is still valid. That's what I thought. A draw was like the gentleman decision.
I don't know. Okay, so against that, I would say look at Joe Weller. He lost to KSI, but he's still doing great, and he was one of the presenters for this fight, commentators. And I think he's still doing really well. Like, he's got loads of confidence. I feel like in fact, True Geordie was saying that he thinks he became a man in that fight, even though he lost. But the other thing I want to say is that people saying they just did it because they want to fight again and get more money. Guys, no matter who lost, they would have done a rematch. Like, are you kidding? Obviously, they would have done a rematch. 100%. They will have said that from the beginning. Why do you think Logan agreed to come and do this, on away ground, come and do this in the UK? It's because they were always going to do a rematch, no matter what happened.
I know. I'm
the
trying to
fact
think.
That it's a draw.
I'm trying to
doesn't
think
make it better.
If they would, if somebody I feel like if KSI won, Logan would want one, but KSI would try and avoid it. But you're right. Maybe all in all, they both would have wanted a rematch.
Yeah, I mean, they
whoever
made
won.
too much good money from this thing. You know, come on. Logan would, even if Logan wanted it, but KSI didn't, Logan would have kept on calling him out. You know, you just don't want to fight me now. I've had more training. It would have happened. I just don't believe that the fact it's a fight makes any difference on whether or not it's going to be a rematch. So
Yeah, I agree. You've convinced me. You've convinced me.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's super disappointing. Like, it really was like an empty feeling at the end, just like, oh. Really?
Yeah.
It's
Right, at least
lame.
Jake won his, so there was a victory. If there were 2 draws, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jake's fight, actually. Jake versus Deji.
Yeah. Oh man. You know what? I know Jake did a video afterwards, but I agree with this video. The way I was like, why is Deji even bothering? Because he just seems like he doesn't know what he's gotten himself into. But he did well. He's done well.
Yeah, he did well. I think I haven't watched any Jake Paul videos for like a long time, like months.
Yeah.
And last time I saw him, he was always kind of chubby. You know, he put on weight. He was a bit chunky, a bit fat, a bit flab, and his face was a bit round.
Yeah.
And when I saw him turn up in this fight, oh my god, he looks so different.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, he looks good.
Honestly, like his face, he's actually got like a proper jawline now because he's lost fat on his face.
And let's not forget their age. They're already looking like men from all this working out.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he looks great. Like, he's obviously worked really hard to get here.
Yeah.
And there was people as well like saying like, because he was bleeding and stuff during the fight, oh, he's losing, because it's like, that's not really how boxing works. It's about how many punches you get in.
Yeah.
If you're bleeding, like, that doesn't
Yeah, the
mean
judges
anything.
are not children where they're like, oh no, Jake's lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone can bleed easier than somebody else just because that's their body,
Exactly,
not because
yeah.
they're actually defeated.
It was interesting hearing them say about sometimes if you are bleeding really heavily, it can affect you because it affects your breathing, because it goes down your back of your throat.
Yeah.
You can't breathe through your nose properly, you know, but I mean, he absolutely rinsed Deji. Deji obviously actually threw in the towel as well. Like, he didn't even finish the fight, which I think was fair enough. Like, wise enough. I also liked Deji's post-fight speech.
Oh, yeah, I did.
He just said sorry too many times. It was
Yeah.
it was a bit embarrassing.
It was too much, actually. It was too much.
Yeah.
But hey, I get it. Humbleness. It was right. Good.
Yeah, he said it once, and I was like, yeah. Well,
Said it again,
okay.
then.
Bit of humbleness. Then he said it like 2 or 3 times. I was like, okay, this is.
Yeah.
At what
point was he gonna like start a sermon? Like, let me teach you guys about forgiveness. And the third one as well. Like, everyone, because everyone's from, the majority of everyone was like from the UK. So TGF Bro being from Birmingham or wherever.
This was a TGF Bro, Jay from TGF Bros versus, who was he against?
I can't say. It's got a confusing handle.
Oh, really?
It's too much. Always have a simple YouTube name. This is our hit pause recommendation. Otherwise, you get unnoticed. But yeah, so everyone had his backing, but it's a shame he lost, and he did deserve to lose. He didn't do too well.
Yeah, I mean, was it against FaZe Sensei by any chance?
Unless that's his other name, but the one that I saw in the lineup has a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of characters.
Okay,
I just don't get it.
Never mind. But,
I think FaZe Sensei was another fight, to be honest.
FaZe Sensei was in another one. He was good, actually. He called out before the fight. He spoke to True Geordie and said, 3rd round, liver shot, he's going down. And then he actually did it. He actually followed through. In the 3rd round,
I see.
Punched straight to the gut in the liver. And the guy went down and he won the fight. Oh, man, it was that was pretty awesome. There was actually a few good fights. Some of them were messy and it was ridiculous. There was this guy, Rossi versus Momo.
Oh, yeah.
Who were at the start. Momo had only had 7 days training. He'd agreed to the fight 7 days before. And he was a bit embarrassing, actually. He was memeing on stage. He kept doing the Fortnite dances in the ring. Like, ugh. But I got to give it to him. Like, he won the fight after 7 days training. That's pretty awesome.
Hey, he got his clout up. He's his fame.
He was like, I'm from the jungle. Of course I'm going to win.
This is the point that I actually was trying to remember. So, I don't know, like, summary of all the people who have lost, right? There was some uniform acceptance and respect they were getting. Made me feel bad for Joe Weller. When Joe Weller lost, it was kind of the end of his career. Everyone was laughing, blah, blah, blah. But now if you lose, it's like, it's probably not that bad. Like, your career, your videos on YouTube will just carry on. No one will think you're terrible. But Joe Weller...
It seems to me that Joe Weller has carried on doing well.
Well, he didn't post for like 4 or 5 months because everyone, and the way KSI, you know how he is. What? Haven't you seen his channel and his like tweets?
Okay. I didn't know this. No, I did not know
Yeah,
this.
no, he was not on camera, and also his face was messed up. So even posting a video with all the, scars and stuff like that. Basically, the way
really?
KSI was like, afterwards, KSI was proper like, Joella, you're pathetic, blah, 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 you're this. Why did you even bother? Test me, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was bad for Joe Weller's career. Like, he's only posted 2 videos since. One of them is about what he thinks about the new fight. And this is since February. So he was affected a lot. And these guys fighting this time around, they seem fine. Like, it was just weird, and it's a little unfair.
I think everyone was taking it less seriously. I mean,
maybe.
Obviously, the KSI Joe Weller fight was actually... that they were the main kind of fight. It was kind of a big deal. But as everyone else was like, I've had a month's training. This is ridiculous. There was like fat guys. There was guys that were super scrawny and skinny. It was really a mixed bag. But it was good to see them all fight and actually, be pleasant to each other afterwards. Even the Pauls and KSI's lot were nice to each other after their fights. Yeah,
it was weird. And then what do you think of Logan's after thing about like, KSI, you were right, I did need this in my career, blah, blah, blah. Too much?
I thought that was good. I don't know, it was a little bit much, but no, I thought it was good. The only thing, the criticism, so basically what happened was they said, have you got anything you want to say, anyone you want to thank? And he went off on this big thing. I want to thank KSI for calling me out for this. This is what I needed to jumpstart myself, to focus, to get my career back on track. This is what I needed. I needed this. And that's cool and all. The only criticism I'd make is that couldn't he have called out anyone else, like his friends, his family, his trainer as well? I mean, he thanked them all afterwards in the kind of backstage.
Right.
But could have called out the people that actually helped you, not just your opponent. I mean, but hey, fair enough. Respect.
I think from maybe he just felt he spent too much time talking about it that he didn't want to so now my friends and now my this. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And then Jake Paul's one was just really dumb. It's so typical of him. I've learned to not overthink it, so I can imagine everyone was like, oh, Chris Brown will fight you, yeah. But if you think about it from Jake Paul's point of view, just put out
we got to say what actually happened first. For people who don't know. At the end of Jake's fight, after he won, he called out Chris Brown, like actual Chris Brown. Come and fight me. I'll fight you whenever you want. Let's do it. Come on. Like, I don't think Chris Brown's gonna fight him. Like, no way.
Yeah.
And then after that, he repped his brand new clothing line as well. So he's repping merch as well.
Yeah, not even the normal FanJoy / Jake Paul one. This is a brand new merch.
A brand new brand, yeah. But go on. Sorry, what you were.
Yeah. So obviously everyone takes that, like, especially people from the UK won't see that. They'll see that as like bottom of the barrel plugging. But from Jake Paul's point of view and just how Americans are, it's just called like network negotiation. You just put the biggest name out there. And then because you've called out, you get noticed, and then something happens, something spurs. But to everyone else, that was just so disgusting to hear.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
even if you call Trump out, people will be like, oh yeah, you think Trump's gonna fight you? But it's like, no, even Jake doesn't think that. He's just saying
no,
it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. You aim for like the highest possible thing that doesn't
And
seem
ridiculous and a
completely
completely
absurd.
different genre,
Yeah,
something from you.
yeah, exactly. I mean, if Chris Brown does fight him, that's an instant fail for Chris Brown.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's gonna bring himself down to that level.
He would
I mean,
never.
jeez.
There's no need.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, so let's talk about
The
watching
stream.
at home, the stream and everything. 'Cause I haven't really told you anything about it yet.
Yeah.
So first of all, I saw peak viewers on YouTube was actually for hold on, I've just got the numbers written down here. I mean, there was so many different like reports on how many people there were actually viewing it, and they were all, I don't know, just did not seem accurate at all.
Could I was the stream, well, actually, two questions. Was the stream literally the KSI v Logan channel?
Yes, it was on the KSI versus Logan channel.
Right. And then the second bit is, was the chat English only? Because I was thinking, were there different streams for different languages?
The chat was English only. I don't know if they streamed it in other languages. I don't think so, because that was it. That was the only stream. So yeah, I don't think they did. But okay. So in terms of viewers, Logan versus KSI, I saw peak at 774,000 viewers.
Okay.
Jake versus Deji peaked at 814. From what I saw, Jake's fight was actually viewed by more people.
Yeah,
I've read in other publications that it peaked up to 860,000, but I did not see that at all, and I was keeping an eye on it the whole time.
It weirdly enough, there was more love, like cheering for Deji's fight for Deji than people were cheering for KSI. I don't know what it was, but that's what I noticed in the stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say, but maybe Jake and Deji, because they post more. I don't know. Jake definitely has a big following, and since Logan's all drama and not posting for a lot, maybe he's just got more following now, or more loyalty among his fans. Maybe that's why he was getting more views.
Yeah, you could say that.
Because there's no question that Jake is the bigger star out of Deji and him.
Yeah.
Now with KSI and Logan, they're very close. Like, KSI has 19 point something million.
Yeah, he'll be on 20 soon.
Yeah, Logan's got 18 point something. Obviously, Logan's slowed down a lot, but they are very equally matched in terms of their reach and their like YouTube fame.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I saw it peak at most 814,000. Now, here's the big thing. There were actually more people watching the fight for free on Twitch. So basically, yeah, literally. So the way it worked was it was pay-per-view. So you had to pay, if you bought it last minute, it was like £7.50 or $10.
Yeah.
But if you bought it early, if you bought it, I don't know, I think it was last month, it was £6 or like $8. So all the people that were watching on YouTube had paid an average of like $9. And that's 800,000 of them, which is very good money.
Yeah.
But the fact that there was more than that, there was actually, at least, again, I'm counting my own numbers here because I don't trust any of the publications because they come up with some crazy stuff. But I counted about 1.2 million at once watching on Twitch across several different streams. Now, I don't know if they were actually, if the Logan and KSI teams were working to get them taken down. They said they were going to, but it seems like it was, maybe they were just, the pirate streams were just popping up faster
than the team could do.
Yeah, exactly. But the
But
other
on
thing,
Twitch of all places, like not even a backdoor
yeah,
site. That's hilarious.
yeah. Now, thing is, this is really bad for. It's really bad from Amazon, who obviously owns Twitch, for not being more proactive, not getting this stuff taken down, not being better, and they've been called out for it a lot because all they've said is that's against our community guidelines. Pirate streaming stuff. It's like, well, yeah, it is. So why don't you do something to like?
Yeah, we all
get it
know
taken
why. We all
down?
know why.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's because they wanted those views on their channel. But here's the thing: it's not overall. It's not good for anybody because it just. What's the opposite of legitimize? It unlegitimizes, delegitimizes,
Illegitimizes it.
illegitimizes. Yeah, the whole thing. It's just like, well, yeah, sure, internet stars, whether it's Twitch streamers, whether it's YouTubers, yeah, they can put on a big event, but the world is not yet ready to have events streamed at big scale on the internet because look at this, it's a mess. Like, why would we do this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. Like, I don't want to throw in like a gaming reference, but when, like a big game launches and everyone wants to play and there's not enough servers to handle it on day one, it's the same thing where a competitor shouldn't find that great news because it just makes them seem bad when it's their turn. So, like, if Twitch was ever going to have a thing, they would surely want the same thing from YouTube. So it should be a mutual thing.
Like, I realize that Twitch and YouTube are kind of competitors, but there's enough room for both of them. I mean, there's literally 2 streaming video platforms.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
lucky it's not
I mean,
10.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got to do better for the community as a whole. Because if someone comes along and goes, right, I want to stream something on Twitch, well, why would I do that when I know that there's going to be 100 pirate streams on Twitch itself and on YouTube? What would be the point? I mean, having said all this, I kind of wish I'd watched it on Twitch rather than YouTube purely because of Twitch chat, which is so much better than YouTube live chat.
And to explain that, we're talking about people's comedic value, the way they speak and type and present themselves. They're just a lot more entertaining.
Exactly. So this was one of my big issues with the fight. So on YouTube Live, they have this thing in the chat where it defaults to top chat rather than live chat. Live chat is like all messages coming through, just going in there, really quick. Top chat is it filters stuff automatically. It filters out things it thinks are spam and stuff like that.
Here we go. YouTube with the little shortcuts.
Exactly. And what that meant is just there was lots of kind of, I don't know, good stuff just getting filtered out. I mean, there was also lots of like annoying, lame stuff. But it's just annoying, like having to switch it every time. Secondly, they had what they call slow mode on the entire time, which meant you could only type a message every 30 seconds. Like if you typed a message, you have to wait 30 seconds to type another. So it's like you couldn't really comment on the fight. It was just like you say one thing and then, I don't know, someone replies or
that
something else happens.
Yeah.
You can't. It doesn't work. It just made it like, oh well, why am I going to bother? Like I want to just write a quick message and another one. Why am I going to bother?
Yeah, it takes away the community part because you can't talk to somebody.
Yeah. The next thing, and whether you were on the top chat or live chat, it didn't filter it out. Was everybody was so dumb and stupid in that everybody was spamming /purchase or / payment because they didn't understand how to pay for it to view it. So there was literally a link in the comments and there was no joke, hundreds of people all just spamming /payment, thinking by doing that it would take them to like a payment page or something like that. And everyone's just like, that does nothing. /payment does nothing. If you go to the description, if you want to pay for it, it's not hard. Like, are you stupid? And And whilst that happens a little bit on Twitch, it's always people just trolling, like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, haha, we got you. You thought this was going to do something. So that was really annoying as well. Like, basically, the whole chat was completely worthless. It was filled with that, the occasional good comment, but obviously it couldn't really go anywhere because you had to wait to write another message. It was just worthless, like, the whole chat.
I know that won't matter to a lot of people, but there's a lot of value with the chat. You want a good chat, and that's a shame.
Exactly. Like, it's interesting seeing what people's thoughts are on the thing. It's funny, memes, all kinds of stuff. The next thing that annoyed me about the stream was it actually kept hitching. The video kept hitching, and this was not my internet connection.
Yeah, I definitely knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, this was so what would happen would the audio would carry on as normal. The video would stop, like, it would literally stop mid punch, and then for a few seconds, and then it would do like a really quick sped up version of what you'd missed.
Oh, the Stone Age technology you had there.
Honestly, yeah, like, get it together, guys. Come on. But so that was a bit of a failure as well. It wasn't like terrible. It was still very
but you don't want that in the most important fight or anything.
Exactly.
Like that.
It was happening like at the worst possible moments. But okay, apart from those things, the stream was very good. It was really well presented by Joe Weller.
Whoa! What? Really?
Did you not? Oh wait, hang on. Did you not know that Joe Weller was one of the presenters?
I knew he was there. I saw him in like a blue suit, but I did not see any. Wow.
Yeah, he was
one of
the three presenters. He was on screen
presenting.
Commentating. Yeah, he was on screen.
Did he have
all
a
the time,
presentation
the whole
bit
time.
after each fight?
And by the way, he did a fantastic job.
Oh. So did he actually like present in between each fight, like give his thoughts and stuff?
Yeah, literally. And so it was him, True Geordie, and another guy who does like he does podcasts and things. All three of them were absolutely excellent. I thought Joe Weller was gonna suck, but yeah, True Geordie was like asking him questions, like so when you got in the ring, what was it like compared to when you were training and stuff? Can you imagine what's going through his head right now? And Joe Weller was like really interesting, kind of making jokes and stuff. Like, was really confident. Was wearing a good suit as well. Give him that. And yeah, just overall did really well. And so did True Geordie and also the other guy who, sorry, I don't remember your name, bro. But yeah, the commentary from those three guys was excellent.
Oh man, just like Counter-Strike, the tournaments that you get to see. You watch it live and you hear the presenters on the side. I didn't even see them. Like, I didn't even know where they were sitting with a mic. Actually, did you? Or you heard it? Or could you see them at their desk?
So yeah, the camera was on them, like, tons.
And they were by the ring.
Yeah, they were ringside, as close as you can get.
And this is not fair. Another thing that I didn't get.
They must have been on the other side, the opposite side to you. But
either way, I don't know what you think about boxing, but from us in the audience, would commentating not be a great thing to add on top, or do we just want to hear the and the ugh and all that sound effects?
No, it's good. Like, they were so. Whilst they were fighting, they didn't show the commentators. We just heard them.
Yeah, I would.
In between each one, it was it was good. Like, they were like, good left jab. Like, oh, that was a big one. And they were commenting as well. Saying, oh, I think so and so's kind of just about got it for these reasons.
Oh, that's so bad of them not to give us that.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought that they would have been out on the up on the loudspeakers.
Yeah, that's what I was. Well, I didn't know there was anybody, but if there was, that's what I was expecting. Just like if you go to WWE, if you go to wrestling, you get that good old, I can't remember his name, but like the guy who's got that Southern American accent doing the commentating for the fight. That's half of the fun.
Yeah. I mean. That they were good. They were good. All three of them were really good.
I might watch the stream actually.
So also in the background, this is quite annoying. Keemstar had a seat literally right behind them.
Right.
And he had perfectly placed himself in classic Keemstar fashion in between two of their shoulders. So you could just see him like the whole time. And he kept, making faces, saying hi. He even came on and made some comments on the microphone a few times.
Well, I thought he was a more professional guy. Like, he's got a career that surely didn't just fall on his lap. I don't think he'd do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he would. He's all about just get exposure wherever you possibly can. Just any big event happening, just be in the background. That's literally his tactic. Just be in the background.
I love that. That should be, instead of Jake Paul's be original, it should just be in the background.
Be in the background.
Actually, let's make that ours. I actually really like that a lot. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Can I buy that off you? That's really good.
Go for it. It's yours. So apart from that, they had a few other kind of presenters and things as well. So they had a couple of Xboxers. So at the end of
I thought you said Xboxes. I was like, hell, what?
So at the end of each fight, basically they would do the commentators, the three guys.
Yeah.
Then they would do this woman. I don't know her name. Plus this Xboxer.
Right.
And they would kind of they would talk for quite a while, like they were kind of pushing for content. But this lady just obviously knew absolutely nothing about boxing and was asking the worst, stupidest, dumbest questions and saying the most pointless stuff.
Oh boy.
So here's one. At the end of one of the fights, she started talking about some documentary she'd seen. She was going, yeah, I watched this documentary on BBC Three actually recently. I think it was about boxing. I didn't really catch what she was on about, and she went and talked about this documentary like for a couple of 2-3 minutes, and the boxer guy was just there like, okay, cool, interesting. When someone just explains a TV show to you, it was like, okay, and then she asked him, okay, if you're gonna be punched in the face, whereabouts in the face would you want to be punched?
Right eye or left eye?
And he was like, well, I'd rather just not be punched in the face. I mean, anywhere's kind of bad, It was just like that. This question makes no sense.
See, I actually would find that interesting if she like proper knew the YouTubers but didn't know boxing, and that was her thing.
No, but if she knew. No. Here's the thing. Here's my next point. She did not know the YouTubers.
Oh.
She, in the KSI fight, she was like, yeah, KSI, he's never lost. And he's coming, isn't that quite a big thing? And the boxer's like, he's had one fight. he's never lost, but he's literally had one fight. She just, she had no clue. She was terrible. Apart from that, they also got this other Xboxer called Shannon Briggs. Did you see him? He was a really chunky, like, black guy with wearing a hat and a t-shirt. Did you see him?
No. Well, I can't jog my memory unless it was like an iconic hat.
Well, so the hat, his catchphrase, apparently, I know this now, is "Let's go, champ." And he had a t-shirt with "Let's go, champ" on, a hat with "Let's go, champ," and all he said is "Let's go, champ." He said it 100 times, no joke. And everyone in the chat was...
okay, well, I was going to say the chat better have had this.
Yeah, there was a few people, but mostly it was just more like slash purchase. Right, but I was going like, "Let's go, champ. Let's go, Logan. Let's go, champ." He was really funny. Yeah, so what else about watching at home? I was there for the full 5 hours, watched every fight, all 8 of them. And overall, it was really professionally done.
Yeah. Value for money, your side?
Oh, I paid £6, even for £7.50. Absolute bargain. I mean, 5 hours of content.
That's true.
Even if you just watch the 2 fights at the end, like, absolutely worth it. It was definitely really well done.
Do you know if the stream becomes immediately available? So if you were just a bit later, you could have watched it for free.
I doubt it. No, they wouldn't have done that. No way.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think that they really need to sort out pirating and all that stuff. I mean, if they want it to be a legit thing and actually make really good money from it, that they need to sort that out. That's a really big deal. I mean, that is not cool from Twitch, and for YouTube, it's a big hit, I think, because obviously not all of those people watching it for free would have paid, but some would have.
Yes,
a
definitely
good
some would have. Had they known there was no way, definitely they would have paid.
They kept calling this the biggest event ever. Not even just the biggest internet event, but the biggest event ever. And they kept saying things like, we've got millions of people watching. And it was like, no, you do not. You've got about 1 million on Twitch.
With like a old school calculator, yeah. Pulls up his glasses like, actually, sir, no, you don't.
Yeah. They literally are like 1 million on Twitch, 700, maybe 800,000 on YouTube.
I would say that
millions.
There was that other non-EU website they were promoting that was like not available on iPhones, and you know that one?
I do not know.
So, Logan and KSI both said there was, you can buy it on YouTube, but there's also a KSI versus Logan .tv for everyone else where it's not available in their country.
Oh,
and you would pay that differently. So I don't know if there's a view count for that in its own, or it just links with, it probably doesn't link with YouTube. That's the whole point. But yeah, there was another thing. I just don't know how small a group of people that was, or what specific countries, blah, blah, blah. But hey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the other thing is so I looked up the numbers for, do you remember Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor?
Right. Yeah.
Two really famous boxers, one of the biggest fights ever, which happened last year. So that was watched online by about almost 3 million, like 2,930,000.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So definitely 100% more just online. Okay?
Yeah.
But then as well, they sold out an arena of 90,000. Not this 18,000, 90,000 actually there watching. So, I don't know, people saying, and it's mainly, KSI and Logan saying it, and they're kind of people, but people saying it's the biggest event and all this stuff is just not true. It's really
just call it the biggest YouTube event. We'll kind of go with that, although that might not really be true, because we've seen YouTube singers, sell out stuff, so whatever.
Yeah,
but if you stuck with that, at least you got some validity.
Exactly, yeah. So, it was all a bit of all the numbers involved in this fight are a big old mess, but one thing's for sure is that they definitely made a lot of money from this thing.
Did you guys get ad breaks, actual live ad breaks? This show is sponsored by this?
No.
Oh, I am surprised they didn't use. All I saw was their own brand, like Maverick Media, OP, whatever. I didn't see Intel or all these guys that Casper mattresses. Why not? I didn't see any companies really.
They did have some. They did have some sponsors on their clothes.
Yeah, but that's nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean that is nothing. They would have got a bit of money from that, but I would have expected there to be more. But again, it's because it's the first of its type. People are like, I don't know if I really want to put my name to this. If it's an absolute shambles.
Yeah.
But that's why the rematch is going to be so much bigger. Because
dude, you absolutely nailed that. Hit pause revelation right there. It's now you get the marketing because everyone's seen the first attempt.
Exactly.
Now, in the arena, we're going to see Mountain Dew stands, and they're just giving it for free, and then you just
big time. Yeah. I mean, not to mention in America, it's because I think that YouTube is just more of a thing. They're more. Yeah. They are more seen as celebrities over there, and I think for that reason they'll be able to sell more tickets.
Yeah. If you knew, like you said, there was going to be a rematch, and that all it takes is for the first one to go well, then the second one is a money making machine, because in America it's the second place. Definitely. They're more for ads. Ads are normal, like in the Super Bowl. There's also celebrities more likely to come over there because they understand YouTube more. It just makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, overall, it was really entertaining, even though the draw kind of sucks. I'm okay with it being a rematch. Like, everyone's like, oh, they just want to make more money. Like, yeah, why shouldn't they? I mean,
Yeah,
it was
and
entertaining.
yeah, over this podcast, I could pay £6 to watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't go. Like, even if I was in
All the way
America.
to
So, like, say I
America.
lived in America also, I wouldn't pay another
Yeah.
170 for ringside, or I mean, for a front row ticket.
I gotta say, if I was there, now, obviously not having gone to the first one, I would pay and go to this.
Ah, I see.
Just because I feel like this time they can't draw. They
Yeah.
cannot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Simply
Good point.
cannot.
Good point.
It's going to be on another level as well. Like
And they would
this
be a bit
one.
better at fighting.
Yeah, there's going to be more money put into it. It's going to be bigger, better at fighting. I think, I think there'll be better undercards as well.
Yeah.
I think that
We'll have Beyonce singing in the intermission.
Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, it's just the one thing as well. I've been complaining about all the way people have added up the numbers, all the different news outlets and things.
Yeah.
The other thing is like they don't take any of the costs into account. They're just like, okay, let's just 800,000 people times that by 10.
That's profit.
Half to each person. That's it. That's great. That's what they made. Plus, let's just call it, I don't know, 10 million for sponsors and all that stuff. And it's like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. Firstly, hiring the venue, all of the marketing.
Even business studies at GCSE wouldn't let you write a balance sheet and just say that that's all it was.
Exactly.
So much more goes into it.
Whatever. But overall, I got to say, well done to both of them for organizing this whole thing. The actual fights were awesome. They were really good to watch, really entertaining. And I know there was some issues with the stream and things that I was moaning about, but overall it was really well streamed. And I think that YouTube needs to improve some things, and I don't know what, and I think Twitch needs to improve some things. But overall, it was a really good event, and I'm just genuinely so impressed by the whole thing.
And I can say, obviously the build up is from just 2 YouTubers, 4 in total, I suppose. They did well to keep it, valid or relevant to see this fight. Like, I know they did a diss track here and there. They did their calling outs, but I think given what they have and how people's perceptions of YouTubers are, I think they did well to make this fight at least get the numbers it got. It could have been lower. So I think they did.
Yeah, exactly. Did okay. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think that's it for us for this episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Remember to follow us on SoundCloud, follow us on iTunes podcasts, follow us on YouTube, follow us on any Android podcasting app. Nice. And we will see you again next Tuesday at 8. Is it 8 p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. GMT.
Yep.
For a normal podcast where we will do what we normally do and recommend YouTube, so you don't have to do all the searching yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for listening. See y'all next week.
See ya.